Men, we have a hidden power that's often overlooked by other people. Spider sense, so to speak. If you don't believe me, look at all those videos online of men saving babies from falling to their doom. Or when a man saves his beer from sudden disaster. For some of us, that's the extent of this spider sense. And while that may be enough to handle hundreds of situations, I can't help but wonder. I bet Peter Parker would have loved to have a spider sense to tell when his relationship was in danger. Fellows and gentlemen, hello, my name is Tobias and welcome to The Gains, the fitness show dedicated to building our two most important muscles, our hearts and our minds. This content is here to help you guys pump some serious and thought-provoking iron in the hopes of making some major relationship gains. Now in these videos, I'll talk about love and relationships, and I'm typically going to be talking to the men. Ladies, feel free to watch, but I'll typically be talking to the men because that's the best vantage point that I have on the subject. And without further ado, let's jump into it. Knowledge is power, guys. Once you train that spider sense of yours to detect danger in your relationship, your crime-fighting arsenal will have an unbreakable foundation. Be advised, though, young grasshopper, that this will not complete your training. All I have time to show you today is how to spot trouble in your relationships. Today I'm going to show you 6 signs to spot trouble in your relationship whenever it rears its ugly head into our part of the neighborhood. So put your superhero spandex on and let's get started. The first sign of trouble, guys, is she okay with being away from you? From my experience, guys, women absolutely cannot stand being away from their man if they don't have to be. If you find that your woman is okay with being away from you for relatively long periods of time, then you may have a problem. You being around her typically would give her comfort, security, pride, and even a sense of reason in some cases. Now, if you notice that she's no longer trying to be all up in your grill, then there's a good chance that she's not getting those passionate and powerful feelings anymore. Next, guys, is are you arguing more? Arguing is an unavoidable part of any relationship. But personally, I believe that arguing once in a blue moon can help stimulate growth and conversation. Now, keep in mind, arguing is a lot different from debating, discussing, and deliberation. If you find that you and your lady have been arguing once a week or more, then there may be a need for concern. This type of back and forth arguing can easily do irreparable damage to a relationship. Even arguments over the simplest subjects like what to eat can snowball and become the cause of an even greater argument that you definitely didn't want to be a part of. Next, guys, consider the sex. Although people don't like to admit it, sex is one of the main components to why someone stays in a relationship. And while I don't necessarily think it's the most important thing to worry about, I damn sure wouldn't be in a relationship where I didn't enjoy the sex. It's one of our most instinctive desires, guys, and it absolutely cannot be ignored. If you and your woman are having less sex, or maybe you guys just aren't enthused about it, the end may be nah, my child. I've seen it countless times from other people's dealings. Once the sex goes, the relationship is typically right behind it. Besides having a baby, which comes from it, sex is the most intimate thing you and your woman can share together. Think about it. Why do you think when people cheat, the other person goes absolutely crazy? It's because somebody else is now having that most intimate of experiences with their partner. Next, guys, has conversation stopped, slowed, or changed negatively? I can't stress the importance of conversation enough, guys. I said it once, I said it 1,000,000 times. Conversation is the most important factor of any relationship. If conversation with your lady has changed, either by slowing down, stopping, or even the subject matter has digressed in regards to your relationship, then you absolutely have to get to the root of that problem. If your lady's conversation suddenly becomes negative, beware. That's a huge red flag. It's a pretty good sign that one of two things could be happening. She's trying to tell you something, in which case you need to open up your ears and listen. Or B, she could be subconsciously filling her mind with negative thoughts. And these negative thoughts will build up until she gets fed up with them and actually decides to leave you. Next, has she started complaining more frequently? Complaining, fellas, is a big indicator of stress. And since nobody likes to be stressed out, that's also a huge indicator that your relationship might be coming to an end. Now, women typically aren't aggressors in the relationship, and we men aren't necessarily the brightest bulbs in the batch. So you have to keep your ears and eyes open, because she may be complaining, but it's just not about you. If she seems more stressed and complaining about her job, her friends, the yard, bills, household chores, hell, you name it, this means that she's getting more stressed. And as you notice and become more aware of her complaints, try and probe around to figure out the root cause of her frustrations. It could very well be you. The great thing is, catching problems like this early on can do wonders to save your relationship. Next, guys, is, does she seem depressed? My fiance's personality is bubbly. And I'm not quite sure, but I believe she's made out of sunshine and magic. So on those rainy days when she doesn't have a smile on her face, I make sure that I go out of my way to figure out what's causing her to be down. Do not blow off your woman's depression. Do not instantly blame it on her family, friends, or her job. Fact of the matter is, when it comes to depression, men, you absolutely must always, and I mean always, think and believe that you are the root cause of it. At least until you're proven innocent. And I know that sounds horrible, but depression is far too powerful of an emotion for you to let it slide by. Think about this. Depression is a negative emotion. And unfortunately, as humans, negativity typically always leaves a more lasting impact than positivity. And once you start becoming the cause of her depression, there's absolutely nothing you can do to save the relationship. Her complete image of you changes, and there's pretty much nothing you can do to save it at that point. That wraps it up, guys. Thank you so much for joining today. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. Hit that little button somewhere. As well, like it, thumbs up, whatever that thing is that you do. Man, make sure you leave me a comment and let me know if you've been able to use your spider sense to spot danger on the horizon. Women, you let me know how good your man is at preventing forest fires, so to speak. As always, guys, my motto for this channel is helping women by educating men. So let's help as many women as we possibly can and share this video. That way it can educate more men and they can learn how to spot potential danger in the horizon for their relationships. Thanks for watching the gains, guys. I'm out.